G'day everyone, another fruit tree diary, and this time we're going to be planting a couple of the berries I got from the first garden show. The first one is yellow raspberry. Already got one, really nice fruit. I know I could have done some from cuttings to get more, but I thought I'd grab another one of these a bit earlier to get a harvest off them, and I'll do some cuttings as well. The other is my Loganberry, and it's supposedly thornless, I think. Cross between blackberry and raspberry. Cut the 2-year-old branches at ground level, so we've got to let him go this year. So we just pick them as they ripen. So Loganberry I haven't got, but it'll make a good addition. So I'm going to put them into these large pots, put them down with my berry wall, and we'll see how they go. Now, I've got these little, you probably can't see them from there, little mesh circles, which I'm going to use to try and stop all the potting mix coming out the holes in the bottom. I'm just putting one over each of the drainage holes. They won't stop water from draining, but hopefully they will stop the mulch from coming out. Then, pop you over there. I'm going to get a handful of potting mix, put it over the top so they don't move. Right, that should hold them there. Let's fill it up. Now I'm doing a couple of different potting mixes in here. The first one is the Osmocote, which is a premium type potting mix. And I know the pH on these is okay. Disadvantage of these is big bags. And that makes it difficult for poor me. Emphasis on the old. Alright, so we're going to about half fill it with this Osmocote. Okay. Could come with a bit more. There we go. So it's a bit over half filled with the Osmocote. As we can see, it's that deep. Unfortunately, I don't have a camera person here, so we're going to have to struggle with what we've got. The other one we're going to use, quite heavy, and this is from Green Life Soil, and it's a much better potting mix, but much more expensive. As we only need the nutrients in the top 300 or 400 millimeters of soil, it doesn't matter that there's a cheaper potting mix at the bottom, because we're going to only use really the top 300 mil. And we're going to make that really nice for the plants. So, almost fill it up. And now we're ready to start with our additives. And the first additive is our beloved worm castings. I'm going to put a good lot of that in for the organic, for the worms, because I can see a few worms in there, quite a few worms in there, but they're all babies. So I lost most of my worms due to the summer heat. So I bought some more, and I'll link to the video where I set them up and how they're going as well. So there we go. Right, now we'll just mix that through a bit. And there's a good lot of organic stuff in some already fairly good potting mix. Lots of eggshells in there, so that's good for the calcium. But we aren't finished yet. Down under my cooking bench, I have organic blood and bone. So we'll add some of that in. Stir that through. So over here I've got some Rooster Booster, which is just pelletized chicken manure for the nitrogen. A couple of handfuls of that in. A little bit of NPK, not too much. Have a look. Mix that through. I'll top that up with a little bit more soil, maybe. But one thing I am going to do, I did say that the soil pH is probably fine, and it probably is, but they are a little sensitive to alkaline soil. It doesn't need to be acidic, but it shouldn't be alkaline. So let's get my ever trusty pH kit out. Dig down a bit. Get some of the stuff we've already mixed. A little bit. Might add a little bit of acidifier in there. In fact, I will. Because if we look here, we've got some purple lumps where, so they're very alkaline. We look here, it's around about a 9. So I'll just acidify this up a little bit, just a fraction, with a bit of my acid concentrate, and we'll keep an eye on it. There's 1 tub of soil acidifier concentrate, which we will very thoroughly mix in. If I can find what I did with my shovel. I know I had it when I did that. Here we are. Dig it in nice and deep so it's not too strong in any particular place. So to sum up, we've got in the base a good but cheaper potting mix. In the top, we've got a really top-class premium expensive potting mix, only in the top 300ml or so. We've added lots of worm castings. We've put some organic blood and bone in here. A little bit of the normal NPK, which is not organic, but as I said many times, I'm sort of organic, but more, I would say, harmful chemical free, because I don't see a real problem using some of the things that are man-made. They're still good, and they're cheaper, and they're effective, and that's the main thing for me. Not suitable for everyone, I know, and that's your own call. I know there are alternatives that are chemical free, so if you want to go that way, good on you. So we're now ready to dig a hole for our Loganberry. That's one that requires a little bit more acidic soil. And of course we've got too much soil in here to do it. Just pop it in this fella. Get our tag. And now we'll get our Loganberry out. Look at that. Beautiful. Might tease the roots out a little bit, very gently. Pop him in. Backfill. I don't think we'll add any more soil just yet. We might top it up later if it does sink down much, but I don't want to overfill it because I'm going to mulch it and do one other important thing, which is some liquid fertilizer to give him a boost and help reduce the transplant shock that he's no doubt going to have. And then we'll mulch it up. Okay, cup and a half full of this stuff. We'll top it up with water. 9 litres. We'll put about 3 or 4 litres, 3 litres in there, I think. Before we put the liquid fertilizer on, I'm just going to very lightly water this, because sometimes the potting mix gets a little bit hydrophobic. So we want to make sure we're getting some water in the pot, soaking down to the bottom, to help our liquid fertilizer go through. And here we go. Really good water in this stuff. We'll see if it sinks down anymore. It's going to start coming out the bottom fairly soon. But we will cover it up. We'll put some more of the liquid fertilizer on top of the triple C, put it in its rightful place, and also put some stakes around it so it's got something to grow on. Lots of mulch even though it's cooling down. You certainly don't want it drying out. So you just dampen that mulch down so it doesn't blow away. This will do nicely because you can put some twine across it and help it grow up. Now my only problem is getting this from here to there because it's heavy. I knew I should have got all this done when I was younger. Back soon. Now we do it next. So I'm going to make you sit through all this again with some new potting mix. It gets easier as the bag gets larger. An extra yummy potting mix. Some extra yummy worm castings. There we go. In with the acid concentrate. Out with the plastic. If I wasn't using a really high grade potting mix in the top here, I would probably add some piggy post as well, just to get the organic matter up. But with that good potting mix from Green Life Soil, I don't need to. Right, let's dig it out. That should do us. Get a label. Now I'm going to do some more cuttings from my established yellow raspberry, and we'll be able to see how it compares to this. Make it up a little bit, gently. Look at me. Backfill. Get that soil back in. That's what we need anyway. This is all of it. I'll water that down a little bit because of that hydrophobic potting mix we tend to get. And our liquid fertilizer, which is over there. Let that see. As it's a bit hydrophobic, so it just sits on top for a little while. Doesn't need any wetter soil or anything like that. Once it's got wet, it's good. Make sure we get all the way around to this good liquid fertilizer that Vigorous gave me. Yeah, that'll do for now. Let that soak in. We shall mulch it. I'll get some more sticks. This is why you should never throw anything out. I picked these up from a curbside collection, and I've been using them for a year or more, just like this. Okay, let's get the mulch on. I'll find where I put that. And let's just water that in a bit more, keep it from blowing away. And I think that will do it. So what do you reckon? Are you going to live? I certainly hope so. You got Loganberries? Any special tricks I should know about? I haven't grown those ones before. Let me know in the comments. Next, I'll be putting in some cuttings from my different raspberries. Hopefully, remember which ones they are. Label them up and see if we get a crop out of them next summer. Probably not, be the one after. So enjoy life. Don't forget to subscribe, like, etc., etc. And I'll catch you in the garden.